we'll get Afri. So before I come back to Jackie for your last question of the day, I'll go to the USB official that has come, and I think we'll go back to the question that we asked KJ at some point about the benefits of registration. How do we go about the whole company registration? Because for me, I think it's a highlight for this summit that we go very legal with our businesses so that we position ourselves to actually be financed in a better way, all right? I think it's a highlight for this summit. So how do we go about it? What are the benefits of this thing? You know, where do we start from?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for this initiative. Apologies, and thank you for the patience for waiting for us.
Yeah.
We're here. The person was supposed to come got issues, but I did want to disappoint my women because I had to be here so that we talk about some issues. He's a Zoe, a registration officer at Uganda Registration Services Bureau, and I can't have this audience and tell you the rest of the things that we do. We do civil registration. We register all marriages that occur within Uganda. We also celebrate and solemnize civil marriages from our office. So those of you who are Muslim, Christian, who want to get married, want to get legal, we do it that side. We register businesses, we register companies. We are the official receiver in insolvency. We register trademarks, copyrights, patents, and all that. We run a 24-hour system that registers interests in movable property on the side of lenders. But for today, it's business, and I'm from the Directorate of Business Registration. Many women have done business for years, and they've not thought about formalizing them or registering them. And when you talk to them one-on-one, you will see the reasons as to why they haven't. I've been making my profits, I've been earning. Why should I register my business? But I'll give you an example. If you found someone in Kajansi, or let me say Whale, trading as Tassos Films, and they are doing the exact business that you're doing. Someone trading as MTN, and it's not the MTN that you know. There's that name that you've worked for. There's credibility you've got for a long time, and it's associated with that name. That is our first women bet, to protect your name. That is why we do not give names that are similar to names that are already registered on the register, to avoid confusion and misleading the public that the owner of this enterprise A is actually the one trading as enterprise B. So to secure your name, so that people do not ride on your goodwill that you have made for a long time. When you register your business, people get to trust you. Because you know the person they are dealing with. You're not a briefcase business. It's where you're dealing. It's where you're trading. Today you're in Masaka. That is where your company is. You're on a national register. It's a public record. Anyone can come and make a search and find out all about you. Even if there are issues that are going on, you're hiding, but you have a company. The company is not you. We shall look for where is this company located. We have all that detail. We have your name. We have all that detail of the people that are involved in this company. So you get credibility. People learn to trust you more. They can easily deal with you because they know you are formalized. When I come to the government business where we work, governments deal with formalized entities. If you are very lucky and you're dealing with government and you're not formalized, then you're just a lucky person, but not for so long. Government deals with payments of government, both through structures, your company, your business. If you are bidding, how are you bidding? How are you coming? Are you coming as Nakamate Films? or you're coming as household films, they need a formal structure, and it can only be achieved through registration of a business, raising capital. There is an IPO that's going on. We had one for MTN some time back, then we have one for Airtel. It's a means of raising capital. If you're running low on capital, you can actually issue out shares so that people buy and bring in more capital. But you will not do it as an individual. You need to be a corporate entity. You need to have formalized as a company for you to have those benefits so that you can solicit capital. Competition. How are you going to compete on the international market as an individual? We're going global. When you look at developed countries, America, all the successful businesses and registered entities, you hear Bill Gates, Elon Musk, but what sounds more is their companies. It's not them as people. Yes, you know it's rich, but their corporate entities. It is where we are going. So we're supposed to take those first baby steps towards that direction. We understand. So you may see your business as something that is very small to take. But I don't think anyone started a business having projections of where it will be in 20 years. And you don't know how much is going to change within that period that you're waiting to register. Because as I speak now, registering a company was around a minimum of 110,000. But just last month, new regulations came in place and some fees were increased. So for you to avoid all that, so many things could change. There could be other requirements that may be harder for you now to comply. So it's better first do it. A business name or a partnership is only 24,000 shillings to register. Yeah? It's not something that is very hard. I think most of us had of the issue of vantage versus something. Someone lent someone money, and then this other person didn't want to pay, and was saying you're not a registered entity. You were not registered in Uganda. And do you know the cost of that registration? It was 24,000 shillings for the lender to have been registered in Uganda to have capacity to lend billions to that person. So that was the issue in court. But in you've lent billions of shillings and they are at stake. So there are things that you would look at as what is in it for me, but you don't know where you're going tomorrow. So I always advise my women that, however small, actually for us, even if you have an idea, say, I don't have enough money, but next year I'm going to start a business, come take your name. Because you don't know by next year, we don't give it to you. Whether you've traded with it for 50 years and someone registered it yesterday and they are on the register, we shall not give it to you. Whether your entire building is full of tassel films, posters, and all your flyers and everything is full of that name, for as long as it's not on the national register as a name belonging to your business, we shall not give it to you. Our women, when you register a company, it's actually always advisable to hold properties under that company. There's so many things that happen. When we're planning, we plan for the future. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah? Okola business no musajja, into musajja, God forbid. And you have accumulated all properties. Eh? But if all those properties are held under a corporate entity, it's a monster. You're not going to start touching those properties until you go through the formal legal procedures for you to acquire those properties. There's a principle of limited liability. For example, when you go to the bank and borrow money, maybe 100 million shillings, as I don't know. I have tassel films here. You forgive me, it's the one that I'm using as an example, it's the one I've found. As Tassel Films Limited. And it's the one that has borrowed money. If maybe for some reason they've got some hardship and they have failed to pay up, they're not going to look for Mr. Zito. Okay, they're not going to look for Barbara Barbara and I are she's in this company, let's go and attach it. No, does not act that way. You blend a company, it's the company that's liable, you're supposed to get those monies from the company. So you as a person, you are protected in a way by that principle of limited liability, unless if there is a case of fraud. Because you're in a company. If there is fraud, then the company will list the veil of incorporation and look for you. They say, Barbara Jangu and let us say it. But generally, that principle applies. It gives you a lease of life as you're looking for money. Because actually, at the end of the day, you to look for the money and the company pays. But it will not come for your personal assets or your personal income to attach it to be able to pay that money. So, how can you register? What are the available entities that you can register? You can register as a sole proprietorship when you are alone as an individual. But in most cases, we pull resources and we come together and we want to be a partnership. You can be a partnership of 2 to 20 partners. That's the limit. Except where you are professionals, architects, pharmacists, those professional bodies, they can go to a maximum of 50. But for us, we got the money, we got to be a professional. To come up with 20, from 2 to 20, that is a partnership. And that is 24,000. Then our bank charge maybe 2,300 there. That is the money you need to get a certificate of registration to secure your name and be on the register and trade as an entity, a legal entity that is known. Such that if government is looking for entities to support, there are people I've seen, they have come like 10 people, they want to register a company overnight, because there is some money they expect in the following day. Why would you go through that? And actually, there are institutions or there are opportunities there to look at how long have you been in business. You're not going to go and talk to them and say, you see me, I've worked for, where is the documentation, where is the paper? Where is the certificate that shows that you have been in business for 20 years? This is a certificate of registration that shows that you registered on such and such a day. And actually, you'll be trusted more than the person who registered yesterday. So, background videography or Nakamate films, please register as early as yesterday so that you are on the register. You can register as a company where you are alone. The law allows you to be alone in a company. It's called a single member company. We only have you have your own capital and that is if you can properly run a company through its rightful structures. And manage everything without a partner, without someone else. You can do that single member company. You are the only shareholder. You own 100% or 1,000 shares. The ones you created in the company. You are the shareholder, you are the director, but you cannot be your own secretary.
Yeah.
For ease of doing business, you can appoint a secretary, someone who helps you run day-to-day business, so you can appoint a director. But it's not a must. As a sole shareholder. You sit in your own meeting, you make your own minutes, you make your own resolution, you don't decide not to allow back, yes. And it's actually not mandatory. The law does not make it mandatory for a single member to hold a meeting. You can enter your account in the bank, you wake up and type your resolution and it is okay, it is legal. It's that principle was brought about to reduce on the red tape. Red tape. Oh no, you're going to the person is not available. You're losing opportunities because you're looking for someone to sign just a bank resolution. So someone can conduct business for as long as you have the potential, you have the financial muscle as a sole shareholder in your company. You can be 2 or more people, up to that limit over 100 people in a private company, limited by shares. You look for your friends, you pool resources, you come together. But as these ladies were talking about something, be careful with the people you choose to be partners with. Are you able to get along? We're in a process of data cleanup where we are cleaning our database. We want it to have very authentic information that you can ask me, how many women shareholders do we have on our register? And I just give it to you in seconds. It's what we're doing. But we've encountered scenarios where people come and say, this person we don't see eye to eye. We're actually partners. We don't see eye to eye. This person cannot sign. He has refused. He's doing what? But you came together, you had an idea. You were sharing dreams together. You had something you were looking forward to at the inception of this company. But you actually could not work together. So if you cannot, please do a single member company. And also the people you give shares, even if it's one share like this. If you held one share in MTN Uganda, how rich will you be? Like that MTN of those days, if you are like that mega original shareholder. Yeah? So you could see, you could find that you have 10 million share capital today, then you don't know where you're going tomorrow. You put someone who's going to become a problem for you, and your company has grown big. You cannot remove that person without their consent. I'm a shareholder. You come and explain to us, I just put him, that person is there. As long as he has not consented, he's a shareholder, entitled to dividends. Whoever sent is a shareholder. As long as you signed and that person was there on the paperwork, it means that person, without their consent, they cannot get out of the company. So don't just put people, hey, we want to do paperwork, who has an ID? We say, don't. Let's be intentional. That in the things that you are doing, don't just do things for just. Alright. Get people that you share aspirations with. Yes, people you share the same aspirations and actually have a vision of where you are going. So you can register all those entities and companies. Explain to you. This time is going. That's why she's looking at me with a bad eye.
No, that's a bad eye. I am sure these people have. We are going to give you 3 questions for these people so that we can move on to the next session. Thank you so much for that information. For me, I still say that first and foremost, empowering our creativity through financial literacy. I think the first thing for us to take ourselves seriously and start to earn some big monies and position ourselves for better business is the point of legal registration of our businesses. Yeah. So I'm going to ask my co-MC. My MC today to probably take a mic in there. These are 4 ladies that probably have a question for and would like for them to answer. So 3 questions, only 3 questions, because we have other 2 panels and time has gone. Yes.
Thank you so much. First, to be first to the lady of URSB. In case you joined a venture, already a business, and it's already going on, existing, and then you became partner, how do you legalize yourself to be part of the business? How do you enter in it? If it doesn't have, if it has limited by shares, so how exactly can you really be a legal partner in that business? In case they put you on, they're interested, then you're also interested in what they do and you want to be part of it. So how do you do that? And another thing, if I registered my name, how long does it hold to register your name? How long? I registered my name, let me say 2018, and I have not finalized the entire procedure of registration. So how long does it stay there in existence as a registered name? Thank you so much.
I think I'll be answering because I will forget the questions. Okay, thank you so much. There are different procedures for becoming part of a company and becoming part of a business name. Business name can be a sole proprietorship or a partnership. So for a sole proprietorship or a partnership, there is a form that is called Notice of Change of Particulars that makes all the changes on a partnership or a business. You just notify us that so and so has been added as a partner through that form on our system that have OBRS, and then you have become part of that partnership or business. For a company, it's a different procedure. If you want to come in as a shareholder, and all shares were issued out, then maybe one of those shareholders will have to transfer some shares to you so that you become a shareholder. Or if you just want to become a director, they can just appoint you, the shareholders can just appoint you to become a shareholder through a resolution and a form. It's not a complex issue. Then about the name. When you reserve your name, we give you 30 days. Maybe you're looking for money for registration and all that. Once we've given you the name, you have 30 days to register. But then after 30 days, we wait for you and you have not turned up. The system notices. Then it gives you some other extra day, 30 days. After 30 days, it will be available for someone else to take. Because people reserve names and maybe they've changed. They don't want to register anymore. Or maybe they were expecting money, they didn't find it. And it's not as easy to get names. So we avail it to other people for it to be able to be used. Yes, so after 6 days it's available. After 30 days you can renew and it's available to you.
So if the time period has expired, so I have to re-register?
Yes, you re-reserve afresh.
Afresh?
Yes, and that is if it's available. You can find that now it's no longer available, someone else took it. Yes.
Okay, 2 more people, quickly, only 2 because we have other sessions.
Okay,
2 more people.
My question goes to the URSP lady as well. At what age can I appoint my children as shareholders in my company?
Okay, thank you so much. Back in the days, you put your newborn baby 1 month as a shareholder. But we could find that business stalls in the company, because they put people who are not of age, they cannot make decisions. There is necessary quorum that is required to make decisions in the company, and you cannot make that quorum. And then for us, you come to us and tell us in a meeting held by shareholders on such and such a date, and then you're the only shareholder and the rest are babies, and you say, well, this meeting sees with babies. So we restricted that. Someone should be of age and they should hold a national ID with a name for us to be in proper position with the law, so that we don't get issues in the future.
All right, thank you so much. I also wanted to hear that one. One last person. One last person, please. One last one.
Someone of age, actually, someone who's 18 years and above. Someone told me of ages. Sorry, 18 years and above.
Thank you so much for the information you're giving us today. My question basically goes to the URSP lady. I have about 3 questions for you. Now ask them concurrently. So the first question is, you talked about sole proprietorship and single member company. Please help me understand the difference between the two. And then the second question also, in case, for example, I decide to either register as a sole proprietorship or as a single member company, and then later on probably I want to register as a larger company, is there such an option for me? And then my third question, is in relation to the implications of registering as a company. What does this mean for me, especially in relation to things like taxation and the like, because I believe that's like a huge fear for very many people. Maybe if I register, then probably so much of the profits are going to be taken from my business. So help me understand the implications of registration as a company.
Okay, thank you. Questions? There are many, but I hope I cover all of them. Okay, sole proprietorship and single member company. A sole proprietorship is a business name. It's the same as a partnership. You are sole proprietor, you are the business. You're not separate from your business. You're going to come at it. Go for the funny business you. But a single member company is actually a corporate legal entity. Separate from its owner. That's why I've told you that if Nakamate Enterprises Limited goes to the bank and borrows, they will not come for you, Nakamate. You are separate from you as an individual from the company. The company is an artificial person in itself. You're just a shareholder in that company. But the business is part and parcel of you. It is not separate from you, the individual. That's the only difference. And then you say if you start as a sole proprietorship, there's a provision for you to change and become a company. You can register Nasanga Investments as a sole proprietorship. But maybe tomorrow you've got a financial muscle to become a company, or you have people you want to work with, they want to be directors, you want to give them some shares, because ideally as a business name doesn't have those formal corporate governance structures. So you now have to first seize this business name, which is Nakamate Enterprises. You know it never, but then we have to reserve it again. There could be another Nakamate something limited that would make it similar to an already existing one. So we go and search and find out whether amongst the companies there is no Nakamate Enterprises Limited. And then we give you the name, and then we go through the formal processes of registration of the company. Then, implications of registering as a company.
Implication.
The one she talked about taxes. I don't know why people keep talking about taxes. Once I register, but all of us know that they don't come and charge tax against your capital you have invested in the company. Capital is charged, tax is charged against the profits you make, but there's also a threshold. No matter what a million more, I'm not going to put a home. But also, it's prudent that if you make some money, just like the rest of us Ugandans, now it's a suraya country. Just like the rest of us pay something. But it is not automatic that Zuna would have register. I've just started business of sort of say that it's not that. I think it's a misconception.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Since you asked, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to ask Afri to be preparing, because she's going to usher us into the next session, which is very important, about marketing, branding, resource mobilization, etc. And then for about 20 minutes, and then we'll go into the last session, where we're going to have most of the women filmmakers here talking about the different things. So I'm just one last word. I'm going to ask you to give one last word to the women that are in film with something to do with business and business advice. But I would like also for you, as you're wrapping it up, in 1 minute and a half, to talk about sustaining our businesses. What do we do to sustain our businesses? Because a business begins and then they say in a very short time, then it is gone. You know, so how do we sustain our businesses, our film businesses? How do we sustain them so that they keep producing, we keep producing, and we are not someone saying, dormant volcano, we erupt once, and then you know, you cease. You know, if you work a project, and it is 5-10 years, yeah? So how do we sustain our businesses so that they can continue? And one last word to the women in 1.5 minutes for each of you. Thank you so much.
Do I go first?
Yes.
Thank you so much once again, Barbara. To be able to sustain a business, there's simply 1, be legal, 2, be transparent, 3, the legal, the bit of taxes. So many people shy away from taxes, and she talked about the threshold. It's 150 million. If you make profit of 150 million per year, it's when you start paying taxes. Anything below that, you cannot pay taxes. Sorry, turnover. Anything below that, you cannot pay taxes. So do not shy away from registering, because people are not going to do business with someone who has not registered. So be legal and also pay the taxes in the line. It's important. Those of you who are not sure of how much tax you pay, they will just demarcate 900,000 a year as long as you know you're doing your returns, and you pay that 900,000, but you're able to go out and do work that is bigger than that. Because most people will ask you, I don't know if they're asking the field, but where we are, they'll ask you for, you know, for your tax clearance, to be able to do certain work. So if you're not in the land, you know, right with your taxes, there's no way you're going to have a tax clearance, so you miss on a big job. Have systems in your business, but on a personal level, how are you networking? What networks do you belong to? I had the minister say this should be a federation. Are you registered? Do you move as a force? But also not only moving as a force, in that same force, are you learning from each other? This is beautiful. There's information the lady of URSP has given us, the lawyer has given us. She's given us as a business person. I'm here wondering how a doctor goes into field. But that is learning on a daily, and you cannot learn that when you're seated in your small cubicle looking at. So how are you networking? Intentional visibility. Women, we have a habit of saying, it's not cute. Seriously, it's not cute. Whatever platform you've been given, use it right, shine, be visible. But most importantly, also keep improving. If today you started when you did not know ABCD, go and learn it. Continuous improvement. I started coaching and training. I have a background in financial management, BCom, but I realized I needed to be a business coach. I can't be a business coach if I'm not certified. So I'm finalizing my international certification. I'm a member of the Ugandan Association. I want to be a member of the ICF. I'm a member of the IFC. Why do I do that? Because you come off as a fraud if people are talking about, she mentioned it, which was good. If someone says, do you know how to do a documentary? Say, yes, I do. But that shows you that there's a gap in documentary. Go study it. Improve yourself constantly. Don't come off as a fraud. Goodwill runs out.
Yes, Doctor.
I think, yes. I think Jack has summarized the major things.